before we open up to the audience, can you just tell everyone, kind of just tell us your story, Ray, and how you got into acting and all the things that you do? I mean, you're very skilled as well in many martial arts, so.
I'm still trying to get into acting.
Yeah.
Still trying. As a kid, watching Bruce Lee, anything to do with martial arts and sci-fi, you know, Thundercats, He-Man, Bionic Man, you know, Lee Majors. I wanted to be like Lee Majors when I was younger. So there was a lot of stuff that was in the 80s that I loved, but really it was martial arts.
Yeah.
And because my dad loved Bruce Lee, and my dad wanted to learn Kung Fu, it was kind of passed on to me like Star Wars is, you know?
Yeah.
Take the kids to conventions and it's part of my life. And I saw him, we moved from Glasgow, no, we were still living in Glasgow, Scotland. And my dad was working in London, and we went down to, my mum and I went down to see him, and they were releasing Empire Strikes Back. Yes. They showed New Hope first. And being in London, it's a big city, it was so much more advanced compared to Glasgow. We all do things a lot later. So this big movie complex, it was amazing. So they showed the first movie, I was blown away by Star Wars. It was only when in Empire when I saw Luke train with Yoda, and he was doing handstands and flips. And I was already copying martial arts. I hadn't started to study at class yet, but I knew I wanted to do it. When I saw Empire Strikes Back, I knew I wanted to do gymnastics as well because of that. And after the movie, because my dad's an electrician, you know, my dad, my eyes could do anything. I said, Dad, can you build me a lightsaber? Because I wanted a lightsaber. And he goes, son, there's a lot of things I can do, but I can't. So he went out and he found a lightsaber with a bulb.
Yeah.
And I was so, you know, heartbroken because it wasn't like the movie. And now, I can pick all these effects, you know, the lightsabers, and which is great. I'm glad they've come up with that technology that we can be big kids, because then I can show, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's awesome. We didn't have that when we were kids.
Yeah, right.
So Star Wars has been part of my life forever since I was 7.
Yeah.
And it's because of martial arts, gymnastics, and movies. And I believed everything I saw on TV. So I didn't know about stuntmen, I didn't know about special effects. You know, they were the real deal. And so that's what I wanted to do. I just backflip. I just did it in my mind.
You grew up on Star Wars, so when you got the part for Darth Maul, how did you feel? Were you like, oh man, like, wow, overwhelmed, or how did you feel about that?
It's kind of not a weird one in a weird peculiar way. It was so overwhelming. Like, it's like something so good that can be taken away. It's too good to be true.
Right.
So I finished filming Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I was in the gym teaching gymnastics and martial arts, and we had open adult gymnastics. And so we'd have people come down who were acrobats, dancers. Oh, that guy did a pizza commercial. They were famous to me. You were in a pizza commercial? That's what I wanted to do, you know? I want to do that. Yeah. And so we'd have all these different stunt guys who come in and just brush up on their skills, or people who want to be a stuntman. So I was surrounded by guys and like, oh, you were in that movie, Frankenstein? You were in James Bond? So they were like, oh, I was like, whoa! And so I knew I wanted to do stunts and acting, combine the two like Jackie Chan. So I got asked to come in and audition for Mortal Kombat Annihilation, and I landed not a part, but I was one of the utility stunts on it. But I wasn't a stuntman, so I wasn't allowed to do stunts. I was allowed to fight. I did fight choreography, and so I ended up doubling for Raiden. And then when we left, we filmed in the UK for 3 months. Because of the union, I wasn't allowed to do any stunts. But once we went to Jordan and Thailand, they would throw me off buildings, dragging me up there and exploding me up there. It was great. I was 21. And it was, you know, I fell in love with stunts, and I realized then I couldn't hide my face. I'm going to be an actor.
Yeah.
I wanted to show off.
Yeah.
I was Raiden. And by luck and fate, I got asked to come into Star Wars, The Phantom Menace. And at that point, everyone was going off and doing new jobs. They were qualified stuntmen and actors. I'm just a martial arts teacher who wants to get into films. I don't have the union, I don't have the qualification, but I had the passion and the daredevilness of watching movies that I'll try anything.
Yeah.
And then I got Nick Gillard, the stunt coordinator, called me in. And And of course I turn up in my great British tracksuit, my hair's all done, my wet clothes, I'm ready to perform an audition. And I took my portfolio, and this is before you had a demo reel. You know, now you just show it on your phone, you can email your demo reel.
Yeah.
So we sat down, and there's all different pictures of me, and I'm doing my Van Damme across the chairs. So Nick and I got on really well, and he started telling me about the movie. After an hour, we were in there, he was telling me a lot of stuff. This is a good meeting, you know. Telling me all the ins and outs of the business. And I thought, this is too good to be true. This is not going to happen because I'm not a stunt man. This is not going to be brought on. This is not going to happen. Then he showed me pictures of Darth Maul with a double-bladed lightsaber, and I flipped.
Is that confirmation of when you did the flip for the first time?
Well, no, I flipped in my mind because I started going, Nick's looking at me, his eyes were, and he's like, okay, let's go upstairs. I went upstairs, met George, the executive producer, casting director, the producer, and I went, Second experience on a film set, this is a really good thing. You know, to be there after an hour and meeting the big chiefs. And then I did a little audition, which was rubbish, but I was nervous. And Nick told me, because I just came alive when I saw Darth Maul with a double-bladed lightsaber. And then he says, look, I like you, bro. We're going to do a test fight next week to show George, to show the style of lightsaber fighting we have in mind. I love that. You seem really nice up there. Do you want to come in for a week? And he says, look, they haven't got anyone to play the part yet. They're looking for a stuntman to act a stuntman, one person to do it. And whoever they get, they're going to dub the voice like they did with Vader. I said, oh yeah, that makes sense. That's right.
Yeah.
And, you know, I was talking like that, man. Yeah. Can you imagine me going there, Tatooine spots, boy? I'll find out putting him on my stage, I mean. So I was just like 21 years old, I was just happy to be part of it, and the dreams come true, training. And he goes, look, we'll dress you up as Darth Maul on the last day. You never know, George might see it, you might get it.
Yeah.
But we'll root for you. And then throughout that week, I just got on well with everyone. And in England, you've got to do things in a polite way, you can't just show off and say, hey, I can do this. So by accident, I would show a skill. You know, like, oh, I fell over, butterfly twist land. Oh, sorry. Oh, I tripped over, butterfly land. You know? So I would do it in a way where it wasn't boastful.
Yeah.
I wanted to show it, because I wanted to get it in there, because I figured that's how I get the job, the show. And because I got on really well with Nick, I got on really well with Andreas Petridis and Rick McCallum, it was just, it helped. And it just fell into place, you know, when things fall into place it's meant to be. And so that butterfly twist, you see me doing the butterfly, I did that in that week, but I had to get it in there as one to say, this is wushu, this is kung fu.
That's fantastic, yeah.
Because I grew up with Hong Kong movies and Jackie Chan movies, I wanted to do something that I grew up with.
Yeah.
So and so when I was on it, we had 2 and a half months or so before I filmed anything. Up until then, I was so nervous that they were just kidding me. They were just rehearsing, and at the last minute they're going to say, you know what, Ray, we changed our mind, we're going to go something else. So up until that first time I was in front of camera, I was nervous.
Oh yeah.
It didn't seem like it was happening.
Yeah.
And then it happened.
That's fantastic.
It's really changed my life.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna, of course, this is a Q&A, so we're gonna open the mic up front. We have this person here in the front that was in line beforehand, so we're gonna let her get her first question in, and then we'll go through. So real quick, as everyone's lining up, have you ever, Ray, felt like were the lines blurred between you and the roles that you've played? Because you played some iconic roles. You talked about 80s characters that you love, like Snake Eyes, and then you had, of course, Darth Maul. So have you ever felt like, you know, you kind of just blur the lines sometimes of who you are and then who those characters are as well?
No, because Snake Eyes lives with me every day.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm training, I think Snake Eyes.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not going Darth Maul. You know, I'm only Darth Maul when I'm hungry. And the thing is, I'm kind of like, if I don't get mad in public, I've turned to the dark side. You know? So if you were to go, there it is, Darth Maul, dark side, right?
Yeah.
But like I said in that documentary, the behind the scenes, we've all got a bit of dark side in us.
Yeah, right.
Whether we had too much ice cream, or we're hungry, we're in the car. And I've always been asked, did you keep anything from Phantom Menace? So first, the security was top notch. Our cars would get to. Plus, I didn't want to keep the lightsaber because it wasn't real, you know. And I was like, what am I going to do with this? But 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 I knew I couldn't get it, so I didn't think I would get it. But then I was asked, if anything you want, you can have. And all I wanted was the contact lenses, because back then there was a lot of road rage and people, flipping a bird in the car and everything. So all I wanted to do was wait for that time. I wanted to just show the eyes. I thought it would be because you couldn't get them back then.
Yeah.
And so that was a fantasy of mine to do that. So that was the only thing I wanted was the contact.
That's great. Yeah, go ahead. Question. Yeah, give us your name and your question.
Hi, Irene.
Is it working for you? There you go.
Hello?
There you go.
There it is. Okay, so I watched the G.I. Joe movies, and I really love Snake Eyes.
Oh, thank you.
He was awesome. And I wanted to know if there was any moments from when you were doing the movie that you just really loved. Any favorite moments?
Yeah, there's been, I've heard that there are actors, there was a good moment on the second one, where, because I was in the role of Dwayne Johnson for many years, and so we were near the end with Cobra Commander, and you do a rehearsal with the guns, and you're supposed to go, okay, just for camera, get your position, and go bang, 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 bang. So Dwayne took this massive machine thing and hooked off a tank. I've got my two Uzis, right? So of course I'm the big kid I am, because they come bang, 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 it didn't seem right. So I was going, and Dwayne looks over like that, and he went, oh, you went, and that was a moment for me. You can see me smiling, I'm in the mask. It's the best moment. And the same, Ewan and Liam, the lightsabers. So, I'm sure with other actors they've done the same thing. They've made sound effects and stuff, and I'm a sound effect guy. Whenever I'm like doing fight scenes, my wife laughs all the time at home because I'm like, punch it! And it's always like, it's just, I think Kung Fu guys do it. It's just the way it is,
Yeah, great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Jay. Thanks for coming to Houston.
Pleasure.
I saw an interview with you and McGregor many years ago, and he spoke about what he perceived as a rivalry between the two of you when you were learning the lightsaber fights, and he always felt bad that he could never meet you. And I was wondering if there was any time you felt bad knowing that you could always just destroy him.
Ewan was good. I saw Ewan recently, and I said to him, I said, look, you were amazing in Phantom Menace. I watched you, and you were good. For many years I watched myself because I critique myself, and it brings back memories of, oh yeah, that actually did this. But I watch him, and he's really moving. And if you ever watch the Phantom Menace, and it's right before he goes through the doors, and the light runners been killed, you see me doing this, I'm actually having dialogue. Because we're here, you got cameras rolling, and I'm like, come on, let's go. Come on, let's do this, let's go. So that's what I'm doing. I didn't think, so I'm getting, and he's going, I'm like, come on, I'm gonna get you. And that's how we did that fight. We were friends, but we were just encouraging each other. And I always was, back then I think I was worried to make a mistake, if a mistake happened, because we're doing it so fast. Sometimes your body just reacts. You may have it all choreographed, but sometimes you'll just go, no, wait a minute, I'm going to do this instead. And so I was always worried about that because I would never want to hit those guys by accident. Because it's okay for them to hit me, but I'm the one that's supposed to be skilled. So I'm supposed to be a ninja and look ahead, So I was always worried that if I had a moment of daydreaming in the middle of a fight, which happens, you're flying through the air and you're thinking, oh, I wonder what's for dinner tonight. Sometimes time stays still, and that's what I love about doing wushu and gymnastics. I have moments where things seem really easy, and you have a moment of flying. And you see me say it, I just want to fly. And it is, that's why I got into martial arts, and that's the closest of being Superman, I think. Has anyone ever dreamt they flew, they can fly?
Oh, yeah.
I love those dreams.
Just did it. Yeah.
Hello, my name is Cedric. Nice to meet you. Thank you for coming out. Just on the end of that question, that scene that saber battle in Phantom Menace. And it was so intense, just amazing, loved it. And your intensity, just in, even when they shut it down to that moment where you're walking back and forth, pacing, just that look, you know, predatory look. What was your inspiration for that? You just mentioned that the two of you were like, come on man, let's do it, let's go.
Yeah.
But what did you draw from just to keep that level of intensity?
So before that, when Liam sits on the floor, we didn't rehearse that, so I didn't know. So that walkway was longer than this room. You imagine this room, so we had to cover a lot of distance. And for that whole distance, I was trying to do my Van Damme the whole time. I was trying to get a split kick in, I was trying to jump into splits. So when Qui-Gon goes down into lotus position, I didn't know. So I was like, what's he doing? So I had my lightsaber, held it, and just slid my feet into splits. So I'm sitting there like in a Van Damme split. And George goes, no, cut. I want you to do something else. I think of being like a caged animal, like a tiger in a cage. He goes, yes. So I love tigers. And so, and because in martial arts we do animal forms and stuff. And that's where I got that inspiration. Thanks to George and tigers. And panther, you know, just pacing on, yeah. And I don't know, my dad's there. You were saying about the lines when you were there. Like, I think some of the experiences from your parents or your peers or your cousins, like my dad would look, you know, he would look at, if you got into road rage or someone, you know, he'd just give that look like Team Wolf. So kind of, that was for my dad. And then when I was playing Toad and I go, that's what my dad does. He goes, well, you know. So I just, you know, I drew from that. But I was just in the moment, I was enjoying it. I felt Darth Maul didn't have to be aggressive, but it's just in his presence. Even if I'm standing there and I'm just looking, that's all that's all I needed. That's what I felt I needed to do. I didn't want to go, rah, you know, just look and just focus.
It worked. It definitely worked. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, buddy.
We got a little Han.
Hi, my name is Ethan. I made a picture for you.
That is awesome. You did that.
You're my favorite fan, and I made a picture for you so you can have it.
Oh, thanks, buddy. That's really cool.
That was graceful.
Thanks, Ethan. That's awesome. If you're here tomorrow, come and see me and I'll sign some pictures for you.
Oh, that's good. Good.
Hey, my name is Sean, and I'd like to say, I mean, you did a really good job as Darth Maul.
Thank you.
So, how does it feel that, you know, Darth Maul is such a fan favorite amongst, you know, the Star Wars fandom that he's even, like, come back, you know, like, you know, died in the movies, and he's even come back from, like, you know, the Clone Wars spin-offs and all the other whatnot, and just, you know, how does it feel that the character you played as is just such a huge fan favorite amongst everyone?
It feels fantastic. You know, I get asked what was the best part about the movie, filming a movie. It's actually, for the last 20 years I've been traveling the world. Since '99, doing conventions, talking to fans, being inspired. You know, like when I landed G.I. Joe, I always thought of the fans. I said, I better get this right. I better do this. And so, it's been great the last 20 years. And for episode 2 and 3, I was kind of hoping they would ask me back, they would help with the fights, maybe be a different character. So I started practicing with 2 lightsabers, 2 doubles, coming up with all different tricks. But there was no social media back then. There was no way of posting videos. You know, you were just hoping they would call you and I'd be ready. So it never happened by episode 3. So I said, all right, there's no more Star Wars. And then Clone Wars comes out with Darth Maul's brother. I was jealous. So what? And I was like, okay. So I didn't think much of it. I thought, yeah, the character's gone, no more Darth Maul. And then I was in Target and I saw the DVD with Darth Maul's face. I'm going to say my face, but you know, the character on the box. I was like, what? So yeah, they're going to bring him back for one episode and then he's going to die. That's what I thought. And then he was in a whole season. So I sat down on Netflix with my son, watched it, loved it. You know, I was like, yeah, this is great. And it was just nice to see the character, but I wasn't looking at it going, yeah, that's me. I was just really into Star Wars. And then I looked at my son and I go, yeah, you know what? Daddy's gonna have to start training even harder now. Because for some reason I thought, this might happen, you never know. You know, and what I did know is traveling to conventions, it's a new generation of fans. You know, like young kids, you know, just because of the Clone Wars and Rebels. And then when I found out they were making more Star Wars movies, then I started training a lot even harder. What's Instagram? Oh yeah, I'll get on Instagram, you know? Yeah. So it's been fun being on there to follow people and be inspired, but it's you know, the reason why I got on Instagram was to follow my daughter for her soccer. And one of the Power Rangers told me I should go on it. And then I just like posting videos because it's, I like being inspired. If you guys inspire me, you know, and I don't just do it and then make it up. I make sure I train hard, and so it's been good that Darth Maul, you know, it has continued in your eyes, you know, like the passion's there because of the anime season. That's shown.
Thank you very much.
So I feel very lucky, you know. So if they ever ask me back, my nose and my ears are still the same size. Thanks, buddy.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see you again.
You too. I wanted to ask you this earlier. I have two questions. My first one is, if there was a confirmed spin-off of Darth Maul, what would your expectations be?
You know what? I would just be like, I hope they ask me. If thank you. You know, it's like you're hearing like, oh, they're gonna make the spin-off Darth Maul movie, and I'm waiting for the phone to ring. You know, it'd be like sleepless nights. You know, checking the internet every moment. Who is playing Darth Maul? You know. So I would always hope they'd ask me back. And of course, I would train like a madman. No sleep.
Well, on that too, would you ever, because I've heard before that maybe you're Team Jedi? You originally wanted to be...
I wanted to be a Jedi, yeah, so when I got asked to come in with Nick Gillard, and he showed me a picture of Darth Maul, and he said he's going to be the new bad guy, he's going to be like, bigger than Vader, like kind of like the new Vader.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, why couldn't it have been a Jedi role they were asking me in for, you know? And because I was teaching kids at the time, gymnastics and martial arts, and that line you were saying, I didn't want to, and I never used to shout or tell off, there was always discipline in the class. And I was always worried about what the kids would think of their teacher being the bad guy. You know, because like I did as a kid, you know, I thought Freddy Krueger was real. So I didn't want them thinking that, you know, so it was quite an interesting journey, but now the character's really cool. And he's a bad guy. Like, I was scared of Vader. Vader scared me.
Yeah.
I think Nightmare on Elm Street was the first horror movie that scared, and Candyman. I still haven't said it 3 times, and I'm 43.
And so my second question is, what was your favorite character? And you said it was Han Solo.
Yeah.
And explain why Han Solo is your favorite character, why he's special to you.
I think because he just had that charm and wit, and as a 10-year-old boy, he was confident, and he's just, you know, he was just cool. He had that swagger, you know, and he just appealed to me as a young lad. And in Empire, when Luke was out and Han finds him, I thought he was a Jedi, because I only thought Jedis were able to turn on a lightsaber. You know, I thought only they can use it. And so when he switched on the lightsaber, I thought, Han Solo's a Jedi? I was like, oh, yes! You know? And then in Return of the Jedi, when Luke comes back and he's tougher and he's stronger, and I thought he'd actually turn to the dark side. And I remember going to the movies to see that when I was about 11, 12. So it's been good. I like all the characters. I've even joked that if they ask me back, I'll be Jabba's tail. I'll be Jabba.
Yeah.
Jedi mind trick's gonna work on me. Only money.
You are my favorite highlight of the prequels, and I thank you for the action that you gave me as Darth Maul. Yes. Thank you.
No, thank you, buddy. Thank you. And of course, we need to Sith rules.
So, do you ever, when you're bored, just look up Darth Maul to see what they've done with him?
I have done, yeah. You know what? In the beginning of finding the internet, you just, you know, at first you were scared to type in your own name in case you find out something about yourself you didn't know. Apparently, I died in 2010. My daughter told me that, and I'm like, that's funny. Yeah, I have done recently. You know, I've gone on there and I've seen stuff, and everyone kept on asking me to check out this new Sith Apprentice fan film made, and out of no disrespect, I didn't want to look at anything in case they asked me back for Darth Maul, and I always still have what's inside of me from 20 years ago for the character. But I know because of everything that's happened, things change. And whatever they needed me to be, say they asked me back, I would make sure of it and do my research. But yes, I have looked out there, and especially recently, I've been looking up and, you know, appreciating things in a different way, you know. So it's been good to see. I've been watching some YouTube videos of some of you guys fighting the lightsabers, and there's no way I'm going to join in with you guys. You're taking it serious, man. You're really going for it. Like, I just do the foo-foo stuff, you know, the flashy, make it look good and then run away. But there's some hardcore lightsaber duelists out there, so I'll just watch, you know. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you. Yeah. Next question, please.
Yeah, my name is Vlad. I was just wondering.
How you doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Did you say Vlad?
Yes.
Oh, cool name.
Thank you. I was wondering if you had more fun filming X-Men or Sleepy Hollow.
Sleepy Hollow was fun because I loved the costume. Big height, like knee-high, thigh-high boots. And even though I was brought on as a stuntman, and I wasn't a stuntman, but I was brought on through stunts. And I was trying to take myself seriously, and I was taking on like $50 a week jobs in pantomime in theatre because I wanted to be taken as an actor, you know. So Nick Gillard, who was a stunt coordinator of Phantom Menace, he was a stunt coordinator of Sleepy Hollow. And he was asking me to do it. I said, no, Nick, I don't want to do it. He goes, why? I said, because it's stunts. I don't want to be known as a stuntman, which is nothing wrong with it, because now you can be everything. But it's either one or the other back then. And I wanted to act, I wanted to do my own thing. And he goes, I'll pay you this much. And I'm like, I don't want to do it for the money. And he goes, how much do you pay for pantomime? I got £50. He goes, £50? And so he goes, look, Ray, you're going to love this. You're going to have a sword and an axe. I'm like, what? All right, I'll do it. But I'll still take a lot of money you're going to give me as well, yeah? And so I went on and I loved it. I was so, the wardrobe fitting felt special. It was beautiful, and I wanted the sword. The sword was unbelievable. Like, it was a beautiful sword. And it was just before Phantom Menace was being released. So I was on there, I was just, I'm always quiet on set. So I'm just quiet, do my job, focus, do this. Speak to Tim, I'm like, Tim, wow. You know, and it's a funny story now. So I'm so nervous my first day in front of camera, we've been rehearsing. Tim likes me. There's no like, this is Ray, it's going to be Darth Maul in a new Star Wars movie. There was none of that. So it was just before advertising for Phantom Menace, and we were working, we filmed the same studios we filmed Phantom Menace. And so I'm really nervous, the boots are tight, the legs are tight, I couldn't move. I got kicked down this front door in the cabin, do a double axe fight, and then punch the floorboard, hit the axe on the floorboards, pull out the kids. So I get so nervous, do everything. I go, because I had to hold the heads in my other hand, so the axe was in my weak side, it wasn't on my left side, but even though I do swords in the right side, so I get this big, real heavy axe, go, whoa, I lose it. It's gone, it went through the gaps in the floorboards, right? So they kind of score the ones, it's real wood, but they score it so it breaks. I couldn't see, I was so nervous, and I'm hitting the cameras going, wah! And I'm not hearing cuts. I'm like, okay, so Tim was laughing, so I've got, oh, what did I do? So I have a dialogue in my head, which I'm not going to repeat out loud. And then I go, and I just punched these floorboards, and I'm punching the wrong ones. So I'm going, I wouldn't have punched them if I didn't, because I thought, they're going to break. And I'm like, I got so mad at myself because I didn't break it I didn't hit it in the first go. I kept on punching it, and then I just ripped up the floor. Pulled the dummy out. And Tim comes in, because that was great, that was good, that was awesome. Probably won't use that one, let's do it again. So when I was sitting there in the cinema, I was hoping for that. I was hoping he would use it because that was a moment where I was angry at myself, embarrassed. First time I messed up. I don't mess up, And it kind of broke the ice and taught me a little lesson. And so that's whenever I see my feet go in the cabin and stop. I remember that day very clearly. It was a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for the question.
Yeah. Do you find in film you have a lot of those times where you thought you did something really cool, it was going to work great, and then they're like, yeah, let's do something else again, like that?
Yeah. Well, it's like when you actually hit someone for real. And I've done it twice in my career, and I'm very ashamed of this. And so, it happened in G.I. Joe. And actually, I did it recently on my movie, and I stopped, because I hit Scott, I think, in the face, and I'm not supposed to get hit. And be like, and it felt good, and I felt so soft. I hit him, so I stopped, and I'm like, okay. He goes, what are you stopping for, Gary? That was a good one. Number one will never stop. And I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to hit you. I'm sorry. So I felt terrible. And I think he appreciated that. And then the ones after that were horrible. I couldn't get it because I was thinking about it because of what I did. And then on G.I. Joe, I hit one of the stunt guys by accident. No, I had to, and I felt terrible. So on the first one, I couldn't see, and I jumped, and he was a big one of the Viper guys. A great guy, I love the guy, Rich, he dug for Iron Man, he's a big man. And I felt terrible because he's an actor, and run in, I just want to run in and do my Donnie Yen style, jump up, kick, back kick, I can't see a thing. And we're rehearsing it. Rehearsing, this will good, this will good, this will good. Then as soon as the camera starts rolling, it's hearing all the anxiety fill up. And they're supposed to pull the stunt guy all away, and I'm supposed to jump up. And I jump up, and I go, whoa, and I pop my leg out, and I jump, I can't see. And I'm just pushing, I thought, boom, that doesn't feel right. Because he's there waiting here, but the timing was off. So I hit him, he got blown away back, it looked great. Director Steve goes, yeah, that's great. That was awesome, that's great. Again, but we're gonna go again. And because it was a hit, it actually worked. But the timing and the throwback and pull didn't work out. So it didn't, even though it looked real, it didn't work out. And I didn't want to do it. And then the stunt coordinator said, look, Ray, I know how you are, you don't want to do this, you feel terrible. I said, I feel rubbish right now. I said, I'd never hit, this never happens. And I had a knee injury as well, so I just had surgery. I'm not blaming that, but the timing was off because you get excited, call it overcooking it. And then, so I felt, to this day, I feel terrible about it. I'm not proud of it, but it was a lesson. So I do that. And they're like, don't worry, just hit me harder. So I get told off for not hitting hard enough. Because I believe you should do a fight scene and you just hit, and be just that. And that's enough, and you can sell it, and and you move. But no, some guys want you to hit. And I remember on King of Fighters, they kept saying, Ray, you've got to go in harder with your leg. You've got to, I said, I don't want to kick hard, I just want to tap. I said, you got his pad on, you got back, and I did it 3, 4, 5 times, and I'm just jumping back, just a little tap. And he goes, no, Ray, give it some, give it again. And he goes, in the act, he goes, Ray, sorry. I'm alright. I went, okay. So I go in and like that. He's like, yeah, you did it. That was good. I told you, I didn't want to just want to tap. I felt terrible.
Go ahead.
So, what was the hardest part in filming The Phantom Menace?
The hardest part? There was no hard parts in the book. I couldn't sneak off and go to sleep. Rest my eyes because I would leave black everywhere and red. And the horns were in a certain position, I couldn't rest my head anywhere. It's kind of like there's one's going in the back, so it's kind of like one of these wobbly acts you do this. So, because we're working all day, I'm the first one in at 4 o'clock in the morning, 2 or 3 hour makeup process, on set ready for 8 o'clock. So it was nice, great experience, loved it. The process having the makeup put on was fantastic, but you couldn't get it off quick enough because you're the last one to leave, you're hungry, and the only reason why I wanted to get out quick, so I had that last hour in the gym to train. Even though we're fighting all day doing lights out, I want to get back to the gym and do my rope climbs, do a bit of tumbling, you know? And so that was it. So sometimes I would just leave it on and go home with like mascara around my eyes, and my wife goes, "You look good with makeup on," you know? So my last job, I left a black eyeliner around my eyes, you know? You see my eyes? Does it show the blue up, you know? So I went through a bit of an Adam Ant stage for a while, you know? But honestly, the hardest thing for me ever on set is being idle, doing nothing. You know, I don't like, you know, hurry up and wait. On X-Men was a tough one because we were on locations. You know, it was like I didn't have an iPad, didn't have a DVD player or videos, and I just want to be ready. Let's go. So I'm green. You know, things on me. I couldn't go for a run. Whereas on G.I. Joe, I'm like, how long we got, guys? Go, I'm not going to get to you for about an hour. I'm like, perfect. All right. Tell you what, I'll see you in a minute. I'll go for a run, and I'll train and then come back. And then that hour would end up being 4 hours. So I'm glad I went training. You know, but at least I could do that with Snake Eyes. But with Darth Maul, I was just in the moment, I was enjoying it, I just want to keep on doing the fights. But when I'm doing nothing and sitting around, that's it. Dark side. Eats, coffee, drink. So, good.
Hello, my name is
Hey,
Jake.
I recognize you. How you doing, buddy? Good. Yeah, I see it. I just saw as you turned to the side there. They're gonna have a steam or a sauna when you get home in the hotel or something. That really helps. Or a hot bath. Thanks for your question, buddy.
Hello, my name's Jake. Thank you for being here.
How you doing, buddy?
We talked about how legendary Darth Maul is, but I just want to know, you know, comic book movies are so huge, right? You look at Marvel and Infinity, but you really got to be a part of the original X-Men. And I'm just wondering what the feeling was around the set. I mean, was there this assumption, I mean, you look back at Hugh Jackman and Logan and this huge arc, like, was it like, this is going to be big? Was there ever feeling like?
You know, it's funny, because Phantom Menace was just coming out. My stunt buddy producer that I worked on Mortal Kombat with, I was asked by 20th Century Fox Ralph Winter for the first X-Men movie, because, hey Ray, we're just wondering, you're going to be in LA anytime soon? And I was at the first celebration in Denver. I wasn't planning going into LA. I was just waiting for the phone to ring. I didn't know what to do. Hopefully I'll get discovered, you know. And he called me and he says, I'm the producer of the new X-Men movie. Are you going to be in LA? And I went, yes. I didn't plan on it, but I made sure. So as soon as I was done at Denver, I booked a ticket and I went. I had, you know, I was like, Dad, can you lend me some money? Right. Went to LA. My buddy picked me up. He says, I've never seen anyone take so many meetings in one day. He said, that doesn't happen. And I said, is that a good thing? Because everyone wanted to know who playing Darth Maul is. And that's when I met with Bryan Singer, Tom DeSanto, Kevin Feige, Ralph Winter, Lawrence O'Donnell, 20th Century Fox, and everyone was like, oh my god, Darth Maul, ah! And I'm like, X-Men, Wolverine. There was rumor they're going to do a Wolverine movie, so I'm like, Wolverine. You know, buff, tight white top, you know, bleached blonde hair, and they asked me to read for Pyro. So I was like, oh, I know. So I started thinking, Jet Li, I'm going to do all this. I do wushu moves for Pyro. I go off to Chicago, do Wizard World, and I get a call from Bryan Singer, and I hear through the pipeline, no, they don't want you to be Pyro, they want you to be Toad. Now, Toad? So straight away I was like, prosthetics, makeup, hunchback, you know, everything. I was like, so I was putting myself, and I'm like, I'm not wearing prosthetics and stuff. So Bryan said to me, he goes, Ray, what's the issue? Don't you want to do it? I said, yeah, but I want to show my face, you know? Because my agents were going, show your face, we're going to get you out there. But really, I would do anything to be told right now. I don't care if you put makeup on.
We do need a new Wolverine.
What's that?
So we do need another Wolverine.
Yeah, so, I'll tell you a story. So, Bryan goes, thank you, though. I wouldn't want to be Wolverine, Hugh's Wolverine. I'll be like Toad again, maybe. And so, he goes, this is a chance for you to do something fresh, Ray. Forget the comic books, because I knew you did Toad in the comic book. And he says, forget it, but this is for you. We're going to work around you. And I said, all right. So we get on set. They want me to wear the big goggles that you see me spraying the whole time. That's why the new guy plays those when he's good. And I'm like, oh, I don't know if Hallie's gonna like me wearing goggles doing the fight because it's gonna be dangerous. And he goes, yeah, but it looks so cool. He says, Ray, you're just too handsome to play Toad, you know, like joking. So he's trying to, I know he's trying to put the prosthetics on me, you know, make me all and I'm like, no. So I was like, look, please, it would really mean a lot, it would help my career, like, just show me a little bit. He goes, all right. He said, we're going to do a screen test with the goggles on. I said, look, if I can prove to you I can be menacing and freaky and weird without these goggles on, and he goes, okay, if you can prove to me, you're on. All right, so that screen test, I'm in the van, 2 hours to set. We're in Toronto. I stopped off at Subway sandwich, as Toad. No one cared. I said, I have a turkey wrap. Get there, and the pressure was on because I didn't want to wear those goggles. You know? But think about now, like, it's part of the character. Of course I would do it, you know? It was just, I was a different, you know, inexperienced and wanting to, you know, fulfill my dreams and be Van Damme, you know, and have my own movies and have coconuts thrown on my abs and stuff, and do the martial art movies. But I'm very grateful and I'm glad my career's going the way it has. You know, I like playing character roles. If you want me to make up again, I'll do it.
That's great so much.
Thank you, buddy. Thanks.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah, you're great.
So my name's Madison, and
Hey, Madison.
I just have to say, like, honestly, Phantom Menace, I grew up watching that movie so many times. My dad got nervous because he thought I was being exposed to too much violence. And the fight, the lightsaber fight of the Dual Fates, I like literally listened to that song like all the time because I feel like that was the strongest scene, was just your performance. And what I wanted to know was, out of the lightsaber scenes between you and Liam Neeson and you and Ian McGregor, were there any scenes that happened where you like accidentally hurt them, or like what was the funniest thing that happened on set? Because I watched all the behind the scenes. Y'all didn't share anything that I saw that was like the super funniest thing. And so you're so goofy and cool, and you know, I don't know, not everyone is really like that in person with other people. So I appreciate that. I appreciate how like vulnerable and like transparent you are with us. I think it's so cool. It makes you so much better.
I'm so insecure. No, but when I was on Phantom, I was really quiet, but I was confident in my skill. But quiet, I didn't know how to talk to anyone. Like if I talk to you, and I did it recently, someone, and I did my mouth, you know, because you become a fan, you're a fan.
Yeah.
And so you forget, you know, and so I admire other actors that can talk to other actors and they get on really well. Like I'm just like a fan, you know, so I feel like so it's great to be able to talk about these experiences because every time I come to a show, I remember something new about what we did.
Right. And so was there anything that was really funny that happened where you accidentally like hurt one of the actors, or what was the funniest thing that happened to you on set with Phantom Menace?
Well, I've been asked, are there any funny stories? But now you've asked me, I've just remembered something. So it was approval by George. So we were coming up with all these different ideas and ways of coming up with the fights. And sometimes we were running out of ideas because everything was becoming too choreographed. And we wanted to be able to show it like it was, no one could pick the fight and go, oh yeah, but I would have done this, you could have got him here. We were trying to make it the best we could. And so I would just say, Andreas, come at me and attack me. And whatever I do naturally, that would be the natural move. But then we would forget what we did, so we started filming everything. So once we had the fight sort of locked down for the end fight scene, it was one lunchtime, I was taking my own food in, my meatballs and rice. Everyone was jealous of me because I had better food, because I took it in. You know, my mother-in-law made it for me. So I had my meatballs like this. And they all were having catering. And then George wanted to see it. So Nick Gillard was a little stressed out, like the master. And it was George. And so we had these aluminum poles. And so it was humid and hot, and it was in the studios, it was summertime. And so after a few hits, they would start to bend, and especially the way we were using them, because we were whipping them around. And so it was a desert fight. George wanted to see the desert fight. And so I was doing it with a stunt guy. And I just ate a load of meatballs. And I was being really callous, because we would do minimal moves, it would be like ninja moves. And there was a move in the fight, and I remember this fight. I will remember it forever. And it's where I block above and then push off and swipe. And so I go, there's a moment and we pause, and then that's when and then I come at him. And I just blocked it here instead of there, and his pole went, hit me, and I just broke to the ground. And Nick goes, get up. I'm like, oh, dialogue in my head. I'm getting fired. No, it wasn't. It was just, it caught me off guard. And so it was those poles used to bend. And the funny thing is, when we were doing that platform fight, Sander, who was in charge of order license, he had a car. There were green, there must have been about 100 green, 100 blue, and 100 orange. And they were like, they were destroyed by the end of one scene. You know, poor guy, he was fixing them up. You know, with his hand off, like mine was bent like this, both ends. You know, Ewan's was like this. You know? And so it was pretty funny, you know, it was a good experience.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
No, thank you, thanks for asking.
And this has to be the last question, so
We can finish up.
we can try to rush it through, so.
I'm talking too much, sorry. I have a lonely life talking to myself.
My name is Letty.
How you doing?
Part of my question was already answered just now, but I wanted to ask you about the fight scenes and how much of it is choreographed by somebody else and how much you take, get to put your input in that.
For Phantom or for any of the movies?
For any of them.
Alright, so I was spoiled with Phantom Menace. I did everything, which is great. That's the way I think. That's the way I thought it should be. And that's as a kid, that's what I envisioned. You do it all, even my own standing. I'll do it, you know. And it's because I told a story earlier. I learned a lesson from a movie I was on where someone doubled me for a run. And the first I saw of it at the premiere, I looked silly. It wasn't me. And everyone laughed in the cinema. It was at the premiere. Stallone was there. And I said, I've never, ever. And that's what my wife says, because I can tell the shoot from the way you stand. You know, we all have our own way of moving and doing things. And even for G.I. Joe 2, John wanted me to pretend to be Snake Eyes, but be Storm Shadow, but be Snake Eyes. And I was like, oh, you guys are being cheap, right? You don't want to know. So I get it. He wanted the audience to believe it was actually me, but it was me. But I was being Storm Shadow. So some of the time he'd go, right, you're being too much now. Because I was getting really method and what would Beyond do? What would he do? How would he do it? How would he do it? I did the whole thing until it was him, you know? And so, because he wanted the audience to believe it was actually me being bad in the second G.I. Joe. For those movies, they had people come on and choreograph stuff. And it's great choreography, but we all move differently. So I would be like, oh, can we change that up for this? Can we do this? But Phantom Menace, I was part of it from the ground up. I was kind of spoiled. We were there, you know. And I remember asking permission because I was very shy. And I was like, I remember Andreas and Nick saying, look, Ray, anything to do with Darth Maul, you do. That's your character. If you want to do this, you want to do that, you do. No, really, can I? So that's when I started flashing it up. I'm going to go, wow, I'm going to do this, yeah. And so thanks to those guys, so it's having a good team around you as well. You know, and I'm so grateful for, you know, I had it was great. And Prodigy just came out with a new album, Fat of the Land. So I didn't have a video camera back then. I couldn't even afford a video camera. But every other movie since then, especially Snake Eyes, one day you'll see it. I'm in my trailer. I always video myself dancing in the suit. But I used to listen to Firestarter because of that whole attitude, and it got me into that, Firestarter. And so it was pretty cool. I just wish I had my speakers and, doing the running man with my lightsaber, you know?
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, how you doing? Yeah.
How did you prepare for that? Because those moves are so much fluidity.
Well, before Phantom Menace, I was training all day, I was teaching, I was competing for Great Britain in Wushu and Shaolin. And so I was doing like 3 or 4 sessions a day training. Like in gymnastics, I would do ballet, I was doing, tumbling. So when I landed, that's what I said earlier, after I wanted to get finished, because even though we were doing fights all day, I still needed to get to the gym, swing on the bars, climb a rope, do a flip, land on my head, do a bit of wushu. And so I was training and my goal was to win as many competitions as I could to be noticed by Jackie Chan. And the reason why I got into Wushu is because I was told, if you want to get into films, you have to learn Wushu, because Jackie only takes guys who do Wushu. And I'm like, what's Wushu? You know, and you're seeing everyone doing kicks in movies and stuff, and then I saw Jet Li when he was like 10, 11 on a video. Oh, I want to do that. But the whole fact that he told me, if you do Wushu, you'll work with Jackie Chan, and that's all I thought of. And then I fell in love with it. It wasn't easy, it was tough, but I loved it. I loved that tough. And then I loved gymnastics as well. I loved learning new stuff with that. And so when I landed Phantom Menace, I was kind of already there doing, we used to mess around in the gym and run up the wall and land in a certain way just in case we're on a movie set, and then we land in a certain way. So we had our little games we used to play. And then for G.I. Joe, that was a different journey, because I was living in LA in an apartment. I wasn't doing wushu, I wasn't kickboxing, I wasn't gymnastics. I was doing conditioning, but it wasn't the same. So I had a knee injury, I just had surgery on my knee, so I had to sort of like go and get back in there. And so for both of those movies, I did a lot of pad work, kickboxing. I felt the pad work helped me in fight choreography. But what I have learned about myself, if I go back to traditional martial arts, everything seems to work out. That basics and traditional, go back to your basics and you do basic skills, everything will just seems to work out for me. And so recently I've been doing that, go back to basics, and it's good for my mind as well. And thank you. Do you practice? Oh, you should. You look good. Oh yeah, cool. You know what I learned from snake, because I landed snake eyes and conditioning, you do certain things in weights, and I was so used to doing gymnastics, but I kind of took it for real, whereas, what if I have to pick up both of my kids one day and we have to, save the world, think zombie eclipse, something. And if I couldn't pick up my kids for like at least a couple of minutes and run, what's the use of training? So I started training differently. In a different way for endurance, and if I have to pick them up, because I would love to, God forbid anything happened, I wouldn't be able to do that. And then I pick up my friend's little baby, my back goes out.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I do have to cut it off. Real quick, yeah.
Sorry, I'm talking so much. Sorry. Thank you. Hey, buddy.
Okay, thank you for coming to Houston. Don't judge me, but The Phantom Menace was my favorite Star Wars movie.
Awesome.
And,
good taste.
I just want to know what led to the creation of your Darth Maul voice.
You know what? Of course, my voice was a lot squeakier, and before I landed the part, I was told whoever gets this, not thinking I was going to do it, George is going to dub their voice like he did with Vader. He's superstitious. I was like, yeah, of course. That's when every time I watch Conan, I go, that's Darth Vader. I see Earl Jones, and I go, yeah, that's Vader. And so I knew that anyway. And a funny story, my friend was a PA on him, and he was on Mortal Kombat with me as well, and he kept telling me about Star Wars, and I'm like, yeah, okay. I didn't think I was going to be working on it. He goes, you look so good until you open your mouth. He said, it's just really funny listening to you because you've got this presence and then you open your mouth. And it was only when I was on X-Men, the wardrobe girl says to me, she goes, you say thank you instead of thank you. And I go, what? Yeah, thank you. And I wasn't aware of it because growing up in London, Scotland, I had a Scottish accent. You go to London, you get bullied. And so the easiest English accent was a Cockney, because that's where we lived. It was all like, what mate, how you doing, Miss Bass Bush? And so it was only until I started teaching and having kids, and then whenever I go to meetings in LA, I'd use mannerisms and jokes, because I'm nervous, and they're just looking at me. I didn't realize, it was only until my friend said to me, Ray, I don't understand a word you're saying. So no wonder I didn't get any work when I first went to LA, Yeah. So that's why we're told it was a good thing, because I said to Brian, I said, do you want me to do it in Scottish, do you want me to do it in American, do you want me to do it in English? He goes, whatever way you want. So I had the pressure of choosing now, And so I just made sure I made it clear. I'm like, especially after I was told about thank you. So I just wanted to don't you people ever die. So, but Peter, who did the voice for Phantom, is an awesome. He's a great actor, great comedian, and if you watch the Amazon series The Tick, he's just great at voicing Maul. And I always knew it was going to be dubbed anyway. I think there would be no way I could have lowered my voice at 22 years old. But you like Darth Maul, yeah?
Yes, he's my second favorite Sith.
I've always said they should do a Darth Maul solo movie with no talking. So it's like the silent issue of G.I. Joe. It's just, he's on a mission, Obi-Wan. And there's no talking whatsoever, it's just Maul's mission. All action. Everyone else can talk, he's just,
Mission Impossible.
Yeah! Smart boy, I like that. I'm going to hashtag that now on my Instagram account. Okay? I like that. What's your name?
Ben.
Ben. Are you going to be here tomorrow, Ben?
No.
Well, great, that's
I
great.
don't, yeah, but next time I see you, I'll hook you up with some pictures.
Okay.
Make sure you guys see Solo, yeah?
Yes. Well, Ray, thank you so much for
Thanks, buddy.
We're trying to squeeze this.
Let's get this young man in. One more.
We're gonna have to squeeze it.
Something else coming up?
We just.
I'm sorry. Sorry, everyone. Sorry.
Go ahead.
Maybe I'll show you some lightsaber stuff tomorrow.
I just real quick, I want to know if you ever cosplayed before, like with your family, or going to a con and just like Darth Maul it up with your family or something like that.
I wanted to. We went to WonderCon recently, and I brought my Snake Eyes helmet. I've got my lightsabers. I'm ready, and I put them in the back of my car. I got nervous because I would have to stay in character, and I wouldn't be Daddy. Because if I walk around, of course I'm going to start showing off and photobombing people. And I got really nervous. So I've asked Dad Logan, who knows someone. I want to get a Mandalorian suit, but I want it to be like a matte black. I saw someone today with real matte, with little hints of red, and a bit of Snake Eyes on there as well.
Yeah.
That's what I want. Thanks, buddy. You look good. Keep up training. Yeah, let's do it. Group photo?
Everybody squeeze in right here in the middle. We'll get a group photo.
Thanks, everyone. I really appreciate you being here, sitting here on Saturday.